Are you in the market for the best carbon fiber HD folding power chair with a 400-pound weight capacity? Well, stay tuned to this video review. Hey, I'm Alex with Marc's Mobility, and in this video we're going to show you the brand new released Carbon HD by Pride Mobility. Now this is going to be a game changer on the market. The Carbon HD finally just came out, and it does have a 400-pound weight capacity. A lot of other carbon fiber folding chairs are only at 250 or 300-pound capacity, but this guy here is going to be a 400-pound weight capacity. And it's only going to be 32.5 pounds if you remove the battery. If you leave the battery inside the unit, it's 7.5 pounds, so you are going to be right at about 40 pounds. But even at 40 pounds, there's nothing else HD on the market that's anywhere close to that in that weight range. Now, this is going to be some high-grade airplane type carbon fiber material on this unit. So it is a very strong, very sturdy unit. It is going to come in this color, which is a red type garnet type color, and they're also going to have a blue version as well. But those are going to be the two different color options that they're going to have. Once again, obviously being an HD chair, the first factor that I kind of want to show you too is going to be overall size of the seat. So this unit, the actual seat cushion is going to be 20 inches wide by about 20 inches in depth. So that is going to give you a good size cushion. A lot of other units are 17 by 17, 18 by 19, but this is an actual 20 by 20 cushion. That's going to put distance in between your armrests at just under 22 inches. That's to the inside of the armrest. If we actually measure a little bit lower where somebody's hips might be, down with these support arms, you're going to be almost 23 inches. So just notate that, almost 22 in between the arms. It's going to give you plenty of space. You are able to get this unit with a travel battery, so it is going to be travel airline approved, but it does come standard with a full-size battery. It's a 480 watt-hour battery, so if anybody knows anything about traveling, it needs to be 300 watt-hours and under. But this is a large 20-amp battery, lithium battery, that is going to get the end user up to 12.5 miles on a full charge. The reason why I say up to is only going to be because depending on the user's weight, how often they're stopping and going, and the type of terrain that they're on, it's going to vary somewhere between 10 to 12.5 miles on a charge. It is going to go about 3.7 miles an hour top end speed, and at the end of this video I'm going to go outside and drive it around a little bit in the grass in a couple different areas just so I can get my true opinion on how it might handle more ballparks, theme parks, different types of terrains that you might have to go into the grass a little bit while using the unit. Now, Pride did come out with a new electronic system on this unit, so it is going to be different than most every other thing that they have. This is going to have a nice digital display that is going to show you which profile speed you're on. There are 5 speeds, and it's also going to have your odometer and your overall miles per hour. So some people do like to know how far they've gone. Yes, it's going to have your battery gauge, which is pretty standard, but having the actual digital miles per hour and your total distance is going to be an upgrade. On the joystick itself as well, underneath here, you are going to have a USB-C port. So all the new kind of iPhone type chargers, you're going to have a port right here, and then you might be able to see this from the video as well. You are going to have a light right here. I know it's really well lit in this area, so you can't tell, but it actually does light up a good probably 2-foot diameter circle in front of you with a very nice visible light. You are still going to have your horn. Nothing overly impressive, but you still do have a horn on there. And now joystick can go on the left-hand side, but this one is set up on the right-hand side, but it is very easy to switch onto either side. Now, armrests do flip up on both sides, but they do not flip up all the way out of the way. So it's not going to be something you really want to slide board transfer to get in and out of unless you're to scoot all the way to the front of the seat, because you are going to have some obstruction here. As you can see, this sticks out. I'll just give you the measurement. Sticks out about 4.5 inches from the backrest to the that point right there. That might create an issue if you are slide board transferring. Now, something else that they made on this unit that I thought was very unique is there is this kind of support in the back, but you are able to lift the back of this seat up and adjust the tension. So if that almost lumbar support that kind of pushes out you don't like, you are able to loosen up these Velcro straps and have more of a flat back on the unit. Back here as well, you do have a big pouch that in here you can put your charger, your owner's manual, or any other accessories that you might want to carry. At this time, this unit does not come standard with a cup holder. So if you've had any other of their models that might come with a cup holder, at this time, it is not standard on the unit to come with a cup holder. Now the unit itself does have solid wheels all the way around. They're about 6.5 inches in the front and about 10.5-inch tires in the back. Now the overall width of this unit, I'm just going to double check. I know they said it's about 26.5 inches. I'm getting 26 at the wheels and under 26 at the arms, so I would feel very certain to say 26 inches in overall width. Now this unit is going to have a turning radius of about 36.5 inches. The overall length of the unit is about 36 inches as well. I'm going to measure that just to see if that is with the footplate or without, because sometimes they measure different ways. So if I'm measuring with the footplate, yeah, 36.5 inches is going to be a pretty fair assessment of what the overall length of this unit is going to be. You do have two brushless motors in the back. They're 250 watt brushless motors. So these are going to be very powerful motors. I heard that these are big upgraded motors over compared to what they had on previous models as well. And in the back, you can see you are going to have anti-tip wheels. They're not really adjustable. Due to that anti-tip wheel, you will see that 1-inch ground clearance. That's just because you're at your tip wheels. Just be wary because other manufacturers might not list the lowest ground clearance height. They might list something a little bit higher, where Pride tries to be true and transparent on how they market their products. So your lowest point is going to be right here, but that's not really going to create any issue because your drive tire should be able to climb over any object that you're trying to navigate over. Now I'm going to bring this back to the front. What I love about this chair too is going to be the footplate design. So the footplate, being an HD chair, they made this footplate much larger. So now you're at a little over 17 inches in width. So that was kind of a complaint before, smaller footplate, hard to keep your feet on there. It's not overly deep, it's only 6 inches in depth, but that's 17 inches wide. And when you see me sitting at the end of the video, I'll show you kind of how your feet can position on this unit as well. And down the road, they are going to have some other type of leg attachments. You will see these two little notches on the side. They pull out, but these are going to be a place where you would be able to add individual leg rests down the road. I'm not sure if it's currently available, but that's what these two slots are going to be for. You can see here in the front as well, it does have suspension in the front. And there's also going to be 2 holes for height adjustability on the footplate. Yes, it does flip up out of the way. Not completely flush. It does stick out. If I was to measure here from the front of the seat cushion to where the footplate, it is 5 inches from here to this point. So just people like to know that. Does it get all the way out of the way? I would say yes, it still is out of the way. It's not really a tripping hazard, but it's not going to be completely flush with the front of the seat. Now, they also say sling seat with a removable cushion. I'm guessing they're talking about the back, because if you've seen some of their other chairs like the Jazzy Ultralight, when you take the cushion off, it's actually a sling type seat underneath it. On here, it's not. It's a carbon fiber type material. So once again, you are going to want to have a cushion when you sit on this chair, just because you're not going to want to sit on that carbon fiber. It's not going to be overly comfortable. Now, from the seat to the ground that you're sitting on is going to be about 20 inches, which is going to be a standard height. So there's not going to be any adjustability for the overall height of the seat or the width of the arms. All that's going to be standard. Only thing you can really adjust on this chair is adding the legs and adjusting the footplate height on it itself. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how this unit actually does fold. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the power off. In the back of the unit, if you're able to see this in a video, you have a latch right here. You're actually going to physically lift that latch. Now, what I noticed is you can fold this down and push it on the ground and get it to snap because there's actually a lock. I don't love that because over time you're going to scratch the bottom of your carbon fiber frame. I prefer to take it and stand it up like so. But what you run into a little bit is here you do have to apply extra force when the cushion is on there to be able to have this to snap. But it is nice because now it is not going to come apart. You don't have to have a strap. It does self-lock. Like I said, for video purposes, I will do it one time. But you could take this, go down to the ground with it, and push down on it, which is a lot easier to get it to snap. But I would say if you're on a hard surface, you know, eventually over time you are going to scratch your frame up. And then just for reference purposes, I'll show you, if you did not have the cushion on there and you were to fold this unit up, you hear how it snaps easily because that cushion's creating a little bit of tension. So you are able to do it, but just giving you a heads up, you do have to have a little bit of extra force this direction to get that to snap. To get it to unfold, just unlatch the latch here in the front and then let gravity do its thing. Now the battery is able to be removed when it's folded or unfolded. I personally think it's going to be easier to do it when it's folded because in this upright position here, with your foot plate out of the way, you have easy access to your battery. So you can pull this tab and remove your battery. This is what your battery is going to look like. It is similar looking to the original Jazzy Carbon. It's just going to be a wider battery, but it is a similar looking battery. You are going to have a gauge on here that is going to show you your charge. Just for reference, if a full charge, you will have 1 red light and 4 green lights. Some people think they shouldn't have a red light on there, but that's just showing you a full battery charge. And that would be useful if you want to take this battery inside and charge this outside of the unit, because you are going to have a charging port right here that you're able to charge the battery. Or if you have it inside the unit, you can plug it right here into the front of the joystick and it charges it as well. Now, one thing I will say about lithium batteries, it is a great thing on the market. Downside to a lithium battery is you don't want to let it sit for months at a time without charging it because lithium batteries are more expensive. But the advantage is there's no memory on a lithium battery, so you can plug it in every day. You can top it off. You can short charge it, which means plug it in for 10 minutes and unplug it. The only thing they ask with lithium batteries is just continually charge the battery. So don't let it sit for more than a couple weeks. Rule of thumb, don't go park it in your closet. I've had individuals call me back, well, I'm not using it for the winter. I go to pull it out, I haven't charged it. Well, now their battery is ruined. Advantage of a lithium battery though is it's lighter and it does last many more years than what a standard sealed lead acid battery would be. So this is 40 pounds just like this, but if we did remove this battery right here, I mean, now we are at 32.5 pounds. I mean, that's amazing for a power chair that holds 400 pounds weight capacity to only weigh 32.5 pounds. I do believe that is going to be the #1 selling HD folding power chair by far on the market, just simply due to this is at a weight range now that most anybody is able to lift that up. It's just going to be a very, very good unit for many different individuals, and it is actually still very, very comfortable as well. One thing I do want to make aware to individuals is when you are getting out of this chair, we've seen over the years with carbon fiber units, people want to push off the end of the joystick. You don't want to do that because this bracket can break. It's not overly expensive, but it's not a warranted part if somebody's pushing on this. So do make sure you are putting your hands at the end of the armrests. For the rest of the unit, the frame is at a 5-year warranty, and then the motors and the electronics and the battery is going to come with a 1-year warranty on this unit. So now if you would, go ahead and follow me outside. I'm going to do a little more driving of this unit and just see how it handles. What we have here is the Carbon HD folding power chair by Pride Mobility at 3.7 miles per hour overall top end speed. Once again, this does come with a larger 20 amp hour battery, which is a 488 watt hour battery standard, and then you do have to purchase the travel 12.5 amp travel battery, which is additional if that's something that you are going to fly. This overall distance in between here is about 22 inches. So for reference, I'm 6 foot tall, about 200 pounds. So you can kind of see what I look like sitting on the unit. One thing that I was curious about, it does have 5 different speed profiles. So I want to show you on speed 1, the turning acceleration of what it kind of looks like. So you can see if I hold it all the way over to the side, it turns like this. The reason why that's important is for a lot of individuals that are learning how to drive a chair, don't like something that's really whippy and super responsive. Now, obviously, when I go up to faster speeds, you can see it turns at a normal good turning radius, but for somebody learning for inside their home, it is a very smooth driving chair. I can tell you it responds really well. It does have those 250 watt brushless motors in the back. And then once again, it has up to a 12.5 mile range on the full size battery pack. I don't have the specs yet on what the travel battery gets, but we will update that on our website once that is available as well. Now you are able to get a headrest attendant control mount, which is not currently out yet on the unit. And you're also able to get a battery bag, but I did not see anything about armrest pads or anything about a cup holder, at least at this time. So now, once again, you can see the maneuverability of this unit. I'm gonna go over in the grass a little bit. I'm curious, just like I am on all power chairs, how does that perform? But from overall sitting in the unit, driving it here, it's very comfortable. You can see how you can kick your feet way out wide on this type of footrest. So I really do like the comfort of this unit. And one other thing you're also able to upgrade is the seat cushion. There is going to be a Simplicity and upgraded seat cushion that you're able to buy with this unit as well. So we'll go over all that with you if you have any questions, or it will be listed on our website. But now I'm going to go over here in the grass and just kind of see how it performs. All right, so what I want to do is I want to test this out. Now this is pretty dry Bahia grass that we have here in Florida. So this would be similar to like a baseball field or a soccer field if you wanted to go see your kids or grandkids play a sport. Plenty of power when driving forward. Obviously when you're turning, just like on any type of HD chair, like right there, I hit a little rut. So sometimes you gotta go forward before you can make that turn. But it would be able to navigate you very easily going straight. I mean, if it's softer ground, I probably would avoid it. And I wouldn't recommend coming to a dead stop. If it's any type of softer ground, you would wanna make more of a looping type turn. But it is very comfortable. The overall seat back's very comfortable. I'm really happy with this product. So if you're looking for something that is, in my opinion, the best carbon fiber HD folding power chair on the market, go ahead and take a look at the Carbon HD by Pride Mobility.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.